Hello! Welcome back, everybody. This is episode 10 of Arc 3 of Better Than Heroes. I'm Rachel Weeks, and I play Klik, the level 9 Kreen fighter.
I'm Ovredahl, and I play the level 9 human Flute, aka the Windrider, a Warlock.
Hi, I'm Jordan, and I play the Moonboy, who is now a level 9 Moonboy, if you can believe it.
I'm Aaron Urist, and I play K.A.I, the Artificer.
And I'm Harlan Kelly. I'm the Dungeon Master of this game, and I play everybody else.
In case you missed it, last week we had a huge and very exciting announcement. We're doing our first live show, and it's coming up soon. We're doing it at the High Plains Comedy Festival in Denver. It's going to be Saturday, September 18th at 4 p.m. At Mutiny Information Cafe, the best place in Denver, if you ask me. So it's going to be super, super fun, and it's going to be our first time all together. So make sure if you're in the area, you can get tickets to that in a link in chat. There you go. And come see us on Saturday. We're going to have some special treats and some special guests. I guess that's announced, right? Yeah. Eliza Skinner is going to be joining us once more with a new character on the live show. We are very excited for that. It's gonna be canon, but it's gonna be a one shot. So if you can't be there, if you live, in London or wherever, don't worry about it.
But only if you live in London.
But only if you live in London. Everyone else, get in your car.
Everywhere else is perfectly accessible.
Also, we are going to be performing in Gen Con, which is an online convention that you can watch on our Twitch channel. You can catch on the Gen Con website, I assume, but that is going to be Thursday, the 16th, at 4 p.m. Mountain Time. So that's going to be a similar thing where it's just going to be a one shot, and we're going to have a good little side quest party on our own Twitch channel. So you're going to have lots of Better Than Heroes coming up in the next couple of weeks, and we're very excited.
Yeah.
But tonight we also have a very exciting episode where may or may not be running into a dragon. I don't know. What dragon? I haven't been thinking about it. We are going to play some 5e Spelljammer inspired Dungeons & Dragons tonight. Our show is live soundtracked by the wonderful Jason Wardell. Woo! It is directed by K.A.I of Tiger Moon Productions. And it is brought to you by our patrons and our subscribers. If you love the show and you want to see us continue to grow, if you want to see more live shows, if you want to see us put out more and more content, please consider supporting the show financially. We have lots of great perks for people who can do that, including a monthly D&D game set in the Better Than Heroes universe on Firmarigna. So check that out. That's all on our Patreon, or you can subscribe to Twitch right now. If a financial support is impossible right now, we totally understand. We just ask that you share the show. Tell some friends if you're in the Denver area that are coming, and share the link on your Twitter. Make sure everybody knows that where they can have a good time on Monday night. We appreciate any sort of support that you can give. We just love to have you guys here every week. So that's it. Let's go into last week's recap.
Previously on Better Than Heroes, in the borderlands of the Skull Goblin King's realm, the crew had happened upon a gang of scary-looking cyclops and goblins who turned out to be very nice. After exchanging pleasantries, they escorted the crew to the Skull Goblin King's palace so that they might bargain for passage through his lands. As it turned out, the skull-clad goblins and their cyclops friend were a nation of menches, sweethearts to the very last, who passed their time herding giant sheep and playing a sport called Wiggle Time. The crew entered the king's chambers and found a massive conglomeration of hexagonal doors referred to as the Hive, which the goblins held sacred. These strange doors seemed to expel various objects from across the universe. The king, Buzzsnorg, was as sweet as his subjects, though he was very upset the dinger's crew didn't have time to stay for dinner. Flute and K.A.I gave the king lavish gifts of mind flare skulls and the greatest ice cream in the universe, which he went absolutely bonkers for. The party noticed that the hive which the goblins protected bore the signature of the famous Florial, the cosmic artificer and companion of the Moon Girl, for whom she had gone searching when she and the crew parted ways. The king gave his permission for the Dinger and the captured Nautiloid to move through his lands. However, he warned of the dangers of a place called the Wild Lands, which lay between them and Jadurian, and contained a fearsome dragon. He also warned of recent sightings of Meridian-tracked ships in the area. Without further delay, the crew took a rain check on what would have undoubtedly been an incredible dinner, loaded back up, and set a course to traverse the Wild Lands on their way to Klik's homeland of Jadurian. What do goblins eat for dinner? Eggs? Will we see a dragon? Do you think they'll be nice? Find out right now on Better Than Heroes.
I thought you were.
Is it a dragon voice?
I think we're
It
back
could
in
be.
right now.
Save
We're
it
back
for the
in right
grocery
now.
store.
Have you been practicing a dragon?
That's
I
where I
thought you
get
spit-
busted doing all
honestly?
my D&D voices.
I was practicing a voice today and was talking to Sarah for like 10 minutes in the voice. Like, we were just like having a normal conversation, and I was like trying to continue to do it. It was very fun.
Nay.
My wife is lovely. Okay. Anyway.
I thought you were freestyling. It fully looked like you were freestyling.
Good. That is much cooler than what it actually was. Okay, so we joined the party again as you've just gone through these huge gates that the Skull Goblin, the many Cyclopses and Goblins at the Palace of the Skull Goblin King have opened up these huge gates that seem to surround the earthen walls that they have built in and around their palace. And when they open the gates, you all can enter into this very thick, dense, jungle-like space that is primarily roots and earth. It looks like underground, basically. You know, if you were, imagine you were shrunk down very small and moving throughout the part of if like a tree got ripped up fully and you were just like moving in and around the root section, that is this is the most dense part of the planet garden that you are on so far. And but it's very humid. There's a mist in the air, and it's green. It's lush as much as it is muddy and dense. And your ship is kind of following the only path it can, as it seems to be washed out a little bit. Maybe you think, you can't quite tell, but there is a very just a clear path for the ship to follow as it's moving through this space. And you push yourselves forward here as the captain, Goliath's like, well, I don't know where exactly we should go here. And you enter this same space that just feels like there isn't an exact determined path, and you need to push through a little bit of this dense root, this dense ground here and there, as it looks like it's a dead end, but you can tell that you could push through a wall here or there and pick a direction, but there's nothing really pushing you in any direction. So it's more than anything right now, the crew needs to determine how they are orienting themselves in this very thick wild area.
Wild area.
Wild area. Yeah, it's land that's very wild.
I'm spending this time definitely loading the 2 ballistas on the deck of the Nautiloid and like making sure they're ready to fire.
Absolutely.
Moonboy is going to spend this time kind of blessing the others, and I'm going to bless everybody right now in terms of if you need to make perception checks, things of this nature, preparations. Consider yourselves
I
blessed.
think Klik will take a position at the, not necessarily all the way up in the crow's nest, but going to go up the pole a little bit just to get a good vantage point and see if we can find a way through.
Yeah. Cool. When you are up there, you see, once the ship had started moving, and you, if you're not, maybe, even if you're not in the crow's nest, like when you're up and around the rigging, you see Cobble, the green kobold, and just a reminder to folks, kobolds are these, like, very tiny, they look kind of like goblins, except they're more dragon-like. They look like dragon dogs, is a description of them, but they're, these sentient creatures. She's very tiny, and she especially is old and wizened, and has a staff and robe, and she's climbing up to the crow's nest, and she's like, Klik, what's the move here? What do we, we're close to your home, right? Is this the path that's leading us there?
Well, this is as good as it's gonna get, but I don't know if you want to be all the way up here. There's dragons about.
What? She just like lets go of the the ladder that she is climbing, and I would love for you to make a dexterity check to.
Well, this is how she dies.
Yeah,
to try to catch her.
Oh yeah.
Here.
From bad
Klik, I think
news.
Klik absolutely knew the reaction she'd get from, and was just like, "This is she needs to know."
Hey,
we're
Klik does
doing-
have 4 arms. Can she
Yeah.
get some?
Yeah, you can have
advantage?
advantage on your dex save here. Absolutely. Good call, Andrew. Andrew's
four-
the DM now.
It's
that
4
is-
chances.
It's a dex check.
Yeah.
A 16.
Yeah, you just snatch her right by the edge of her robe, and she just is like hanging like a baby in her robe. And she's like immediately telling herself, like, wait, Klik, why are we going anywhere close to a dragon? There's a dragon in this direction. We should go the opposite direction. What color of dragon is it? Do you know what type of dragon it is?
You're a kobold, are you supposed to like dragons?
No, I specifically hate dragons. I escaped from one.
Oh, you're right.
wow.
She told us all about her. Yeah, that's right.
What color dragon is it, Klik? Tell me.
Long ago.
I can help you. I know
Hard
things
to
about
say.
dragons.
We saw a green scale.
She just faints. She's just like, oh. She's now just like
no.
limp, and it's like a limp doll in
I'll-
her.
I'll kind of wrap her up in my cloak and just like sling her across my back like a baby Bjorn, but on my back, like she can sit legs on either side of and we'll tie so she's like on my back like a baby,
Okay, cool.
but passed out.
Yeah, she is canonically
Drunk
fainted
baby.
and is attached to your back. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Great.
Easy now.
Okay, cool.
She doesn't really know how to be caring, but is kind of thumping her on the head. And continues to climb to look out for a clear path.
Okay, cool. Absolutely. And can you roll a perception check? And let's go ahead and have Moonboy, since you're the little flying buddy since you're the flying buddy at the front there, let's have you do a investigation check.
Okay.
We're blessed, right?
Yes,
Yep.
you are.
Okay.
Moonboy will give himself a little guidance for this one.
Alrighty, go for it.
The hat burps. Bright light. Oh, I'm actually not bad at investigation. Good to know. I'm used to all my characters being so dumb. That's a 19 on the investigation.
All right, great.
I got much lower than that. Mine is a 9.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you have a hard time up in the mass here, as it just seems like everything is the same. Like you're in an underground tunnel that is green and growing. And Moonboy, you at least see kind of like some soft mud and dirt that your ship could push through. if you want to here. So, yeah.
The Nautiloid's good at pushing through stuff.
Yeah. Okay.
saw them
Yeah.
do that.
I'll kind of
Gross.
the Moonboy will pull out the walkie-talkie and this is the Moonboy calling the clockwork K.A.I.
Hello.
Hi. Have we figured out a walkie-talkie handle for you yet?
K.A.I.'s fine.
That's exactly.
Oh, you
what
want
it is.
like?
Anyway.
Okay. Well, we can think. We'll work on it.
Do you think you could maybe we've got some like muddy, mossy gunge, I guess you would call it. Could you maybe bring the have you named your ship yet?
That's a good idea. No, I haven't. Not yet. Do we need to do it on the fly? Is it bad
No, I
luck
don't
to have a
think
ship
so.
without a name?
I've heard that somewhere, but I think it might have been
I think I saw that in a
in
movie.
Forrest Gump.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we
I
don't
think
have to
that
go
was
by
it.
Gump logic.
Well, what do they call it in that?
I think they called it Jenny.
Oh, no, I don't like that.
All right, Jenny 2, Janice 2.
Oh,
Oh, I made both of us sad. Anyway, would you come up here and try to clear away this gunge?
you got it. Coming up front.
Oh, and
And-
Captain, this was actually the Moonboy. We need to make maneuvers to avoid. Over.
Yeah, I will bring the Nautiloid forward to try to clear a path.
Okay, cool. Let's go ahead and have you give me a strength check with advantage here, as
Wait.
it is a.
I have to use my strength?
No, I'm sorry. You can use the ship's strength, which is +5. Which
Okay.
I'm gonna give you the stats of the Nautiloid piece by piece. I'm not gonna give them to you fully at one time.
Okay.
But the thing you do get out of this is that its strength is +5, and I'm putting you, Aaron, in charge of kind of like being the keeper of the stats that you know about the Nautiloid.
So it's like a
you know
strong-
Oh, so I need to write these down when you give them to me?
Yes.
Ah.
Yeah.
All right.
course
Which
you
you know in your downtime, if you want
captain.
to experiment with and figure it out, you absolutely can. But right now, you know
I
that
need
it's
to
strength
make a
is +5.
thingy. I need to write it down. Hang on.
So yeah, but if you can roll 2d20 for me, you know what? I'm not gonna make you roll for it. I'm just gonna give you this in this moment, as I don't feel like you're gonna fail versus the mud wall over time. But you absolutely can just like kind of like tear a hole in this earthen wall that connects to another tunnel of sorts. And tunnel's a generous term here, as it is more just seems to be like maybe there was water coming through here, space that your ships can move through. And if you all want to go ahead and open your Roll20 map here in case, if you want to open show the Roll20 map that the players see as well, that would be great, as you kind of see this carved out area that is immediately adjacent to the wild wildlands here. And you hear when you push through this muddy wall, you hear a scurry from like some rats that were like clearly living in this dirt, like scuttle away, and you hear birds chirping as you kind of like come out into this opening here, and you see like this dark winged like beaked creature just kind of like flit down in front of you and then dive away. And if you and then I'm kind of like leaving it up to you all how you want to progress here. I have on the map the Dinger being first, but I'm going to adjust this so the Nautiloid is first. And it's up to you all. Kind of like tell me how you want to move through this space, but you absolutely can move through this space however you want. As you see, there are some paths carved out here. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Left or right?
Swirly
And then-
map.
That's up to you, Captain K.A.I. I was also just thinking, the Titanic? No?
I'm sure nothing bad would be associated with that.
Right, you're right. I'll keep thinking.
No, I meant it.
Yes, it has sort of a nice ring to it, doesn't it? I don't know. Is there any way we can take an educated guess? What does your scary octopus ship see?
I don't really know the area, so I can just blaze a path if you want.
Yeah. Klik doesn't know this area at all. We rolled for it last episode, so.
Yeah.
I'll get on the Rocky Talkie to Kai. I'll be like, you've got this. You've got this, Kai. Don't worry about it. And I'm giving him bardic inspiration.
Thank you. All right, first time captaining a ship through dangerous lands. We've got this. It's going to be great. We're going now. Forward?
Sure, absolutely. You can see what you can see. So you can see there is a path straight in front of you. There's a path to your left, and there seem to be two paths to your right as well. And so I'm leaving the ship here as your token a bit for you to move forward as you will. As you're piloting the ship, you all can all move these ships. I'm going to leave the player tokens off of the situation for now
all our
until
tokens fell
when we
off.
get. Yeah.
All right.
No, wait!
I will maneuver the Nautiloid sort of forward, the most forward path, which is sort of a slightly circuitous.
Yeah, absolutely. You absolutely can. So yeah, you can see about to there here and to there from this. So if you go ahead and give me, what are you looking for as you move through the space? And you can just see that it's like there's water dripping from the ceiling here. There's kind of like vines all around. There's like a trickle of a stream here or there, and you can't see much. Yeah.
We were told that there was a dragon, so I guess that's my primary concern. I'm on the lookout for like natural hazards, things that could destroy a ship,
Sure.
because we don't know what's out here, and also dragon signs.
All right, absolutely. Roll a d20. As you can do you can either do a investigation check, a perception check, or a nature check, and you will get different things depending on which one you roll. So tell me which one you're going to roll first.
Kai is of an investigative mind, so
Absolutely.
we go with that.
So with this, go ahead and roll for it. And with this, the Nautiloid is kind of like taking its time as you all have two spell jamming ships just like slowly floating through these dank, dark caverns, and you're using the tentacles to kind of like, poke in front of you, check out anything that you come across, and really make sure that you're moving slowly and carefully. What did you get on it?
Sort of feeling my way around. I got a 19.
Okay, cool. You, with that, you notice no signs of large creatures moving through here. You're really getting the ship down close to the ground, and it just seems like there's like a trickle of water throughout all of these tunnels, and you can see how it's maybe flooded at times and gotten flush, and that seems to have what caused these caverns here. And you notice a lot of rodents and a lot of birds in and around. And there's nothing that would be a hazard to the ship except for there are like vines hanging along all of the walls and kind of like from the ceiling as well, which you like can imagine that if you got moving fast, you might it's possible that the mask could get tangled up in some here or there, but you are moving very carefully, so you're not worried about it. And also the Nautiloids don't have masks. So,
Right.
yeah.
I'm going to keep moving us carefully forward.
All right.
Harlan, is there anything I would recognize? I mean, it being my do I recognize the birds or any of the plants? Would I know a possible water source, like any?
That's a great question. Let's have you. I don't want to make you roll a history check here because I feel like sometimes I lock Klik and like you ask very, as a player, good questions, and I make you roll a stat that Klik is not amazing at. So if you have an argument for a different skill you'd want to use besides history, you absolutely can just roll history. But if you want to, in the same way that Kai is rolling, can roll different skill checks to get different answers. If you have a specific skill check that you want to use, you absolutely can call it out, and I will just give you a different answer depending on which one you use.
I think most of the checks I'm going to do are going to be roughly the same, but let's make a nature check.
Absolutely.
It's the same as history. My God. Oh, wait, I'm blessed. Hang on.
And roll a d4.
That's a D8. Try again. Different triangles.
Wow, you all are nervous. I love it.
I rolled so bad. 9.
Yeah. They are.
I rolled higher on my D4 than my D20.
Oh my god.
Oh boy.
Yikes.
Okay, yeah. The birds and the rodents are creatures you recognize. They're very the rodents are kind of look like crabs if they were furry, and are skittering around. And it's very common garden rodents, and this just gives you a sewer vibe, I would say, with those rodents running around. They're called krats. It's a rat with a C in front of it. And
Can I catch a krat?
Absolutely. And yeah, the birds are called swivels, and they're like dipping, almost like bat-like birds. What did you get on the dex check to catch a krat?
Oh my God. 11.
Are you rolling the same dice you rolled from last
I
week?
have
'Cause the
no.
dice you
These
rolled
are
last
the
week
pink
really-
ones. These are
Okay.
I have rolled 2 3s and a 4 today.
Well, maybe this is it. Maybe you need to roll a different set every week.
Get him out now,
Yeah.
catching the krats before the dragon.
Yeah,
Get
there
them
you
all
go.
out of there.
There you go.
Yeah, I think Klik's trying to look like real tough. Like, she's ready. I'm not worried about the wildlands. And she tries to go and snap a krat off of the thing, completely whiffs,
Yeah.
and
you even get
pretends she doesn't.
Yeah, you even get close. Like you even get Goliath and get you closer to the wall. Like the ship moves over, so you can snag a krat from the wall, and you're just do not get one. And
Not so much.
yeah, they're almost like looking at you. They like watch you as you like move closer to the wall, and as soon as you like move toward them, they're like, oh no. It's like how minnows, if you're trying to like, they know you're there the whole time. You cannot catch one. Anyway. Yeah, so you all are just continuing to move through this space. Nothing seems to be moving besides these rodents and birds in and around. If anyone would like to do anything else, you're more than welcome to. You're more than welcome to move the ships along. It's kind of in your hands right now.
I'll get on the walkie-talkie to Moonboy. Star Kid? I'm sorry.
Starman.
But right. Can you talk to animals?
Yes. I mean,
Do you not
Maybe we
like
could-
to?
well,
Are
it's
they-
just.
Are they rude?
It's not so much talking to them as it is like,
Burning a spell slot.
no. Well, it would be burning. It's not. I can sort of get some simple thoughts across and things I can communicate. What's up, Sinker?
I
Sinker
don't-
floater?
No, I was just thinking maybe we could ask any of these birds or rats about this cavern.
I see what you're about. Get the creatures to lead us the way.
Sure. Or even just warn us where the dragon's lair could be.
Interesting. Let me look into that in my features tab. I think I could do something. If I've never really done it before, but the Moon Girl mentioned something about the people, the priests of Lunastira being able to not only conjure forth animals, but become them themselves. And I could give it a try. I mean, I could try to turn into a krat. Why not? And yeah,
Sure,
I think.
as long as you think you could turn back.
Why would you say that?
No reason. That's fine.
Have you heard about people not being able to turn back?
No, never. And Kai can fix you.
Probably not.
If I couldn't turn back,
Krats are disgusting creatures.
she's right. And I don't want to be one forever.
Couldn't you just
I'm
tell-
sure it's fine.
It's fine. Maybe they're friends with the dragon. If they're so horrible, and they'll go knock us out.
Okay. Oh, wait a minute. Okay, so I guess I have a question out of character for the DM.
Let's go.
Does Wild Shape give me the ability to communicate with animals? The animal that I have turned into?
I was just looking at that, and I don't care what the answer is because my answer is absolutely yes. Like, I was like straight up. I was like, I've never thought about this before. I don't know according to the rules, but if you change into a Krat, you're absolutely gonna have a conversation with a Krat, according to me.
Okay.
Just because that's how.
Okay.
That moment is
Okay.
too cool for us to not roll
So-
past. If it's against the
okay.
rules,
Sure,
it's
the
probably
official
fine.
rules is also yes. So.
Okay,
So-
cool. Thank
so
you.
Moonboy-
The actual DM of this game says yes. Yeah. No.
Moonboy is going to...
Backseat DM leans up.
Yeah, I think it actually is the official.
Truly. I'm just
The turn's up here. The turn's up
Yeah.
here.
Yeah,
This is
okay.
Look at me. If you ever want to DM, you don't know how you don't need to know the rules. You just have to say things. You have to say yes or no. That's it.
Confidence.
So,
Just have to know that Krats can talk to Krats.
Okay, so the Moonboy flicks over to the kind of stereo channel or the broadcast channel of the Rocky Talkie, and he's like, "Okay, guys, I guess I'm going to try to turn into a Krat if anybody wants to see that. Over and out." Kai.
Klik drops down from the
Kai, I love
from
you.
from the crow's nest and just like plummets 20 feet and lands next to him.
yeah.
I want to see it.
Cobble's limp body just kind of like
Yeah.
flops when you hit the ground too. Yeah.
Okay.
I forgot about that.
Yeah.
Klik, Klik.
yeah.
I saw you cunningly catching Krats earlier. Can I have one of the ones that you definitely caught?
Oh, I released them back
very
into the
noble.
wild. It's,
So noble.
it's more of a training exercise.
All right. So Moonboy walks close to the kind of this kind of coral. This is how D&D should be. Walks to this kind of where the plankton are scuttling through the underbrush, and he focuses on a particularly healthy and virile Krat. And
Wait.
yes. He's gonna be the strongest of all the Krats.
Klik kind of leans over his shoulder and is like, "That's a good one."
That's a good one. Right, I thought so too. I'm gonna name him real quick, George Washington. Okay, here we go. And he kind of puts a thumb in his mouth, and he goes, and he blows real hard, and he seems to expand and goes, and kind of turns into three other weird animals before finally turning into a decidedly puny-looking Krat. It seems that he missed the strapping Krat and got.
Klik will
Got
get
it.
on the walkie-talkie and be like, "Oh, he's a Krat. Not a good one, but he did it."
I love the image of you turning into a balloon animal version of a Krat and then just like shrinking down into an actual one, you know?
So good.
Absolutely.
So good.
The power of clown magic.
Hey, you come into my
Okay.
game, that's what we get.
Okay.
Going to
Yeah.
get clown
If
magic.
anybody dies, you have to come back as a clown bard.
God, do you hear it?
Yeah, it's the spell called Reincarnation. Yeah.
I'm sure it already exists. A clown bard subclass.
Also. Oh boy.
Or a clown
so-
necromancer? Oh, God.
Yeah.
It's just all balloon animals. Okay, let's not talk about my family. So, Moonboy, you are a you are this kind of like sideways rat. You know, it is like a rat. If instead of Rachel was spit underwater.
That's a very good description.
So good.
Instead of a vertical tube of a being, you're a horizontal tube of a being that is furry.
You're a
and
hot
has
dog
tail.
rat, not a hamburger rat.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the other way. But as you kind of like scuttle from side to side here, and
Yeah, he's clearly horrified. You guys can't hear what he's saying. It's all kind of squeaks and gurgling, fizzing.
and right now you're still on the deck. And you need to be placed
Klik
on the
will,
wall.
Klik will scoop him up in her hand and look at him kind of horrified, and also
kind of scuttles up her arm a little bit and then back down.
She's working hard not to eat him. She just eat a lot of these things, I think. She's like, we used to eat these as kids, and sort of puts him on the wall. Does he have a tiny hat?
Yes, absolutely. Just like in all of your wild shapes ever, you also have a tiny little hat.
Don't accept this is a DM curse. Do not accept this, Jordan.
Not accepting
You will
it,
never be
but
able to
for
sneak
now.
into anywhere as an animal.
He definitely has the hat because this is his first time, and I don't think he's very good at it. And I think he missed the hat, and I think the hat is comforting to him. And also, the hat is a very powerful artifact. So I don't know.
It's a thing that in the rules of wild shape, you can the items that you have on you can kind of like ingest into the shape.
Yeah.
But I love that you can have inspiration. I've been giving out inspiration in this game for so long. You can have an inspiration because of the tiny hat that you failed to make. Go away in your first time.
Thank
here.
you. I will take it gladly. In fact, I have an inspiration token. I'm officially awarding
Don't forget.
myself.
Okay, there's a comment from DC that says Moonboy has to hide under K.A.I's hat and help him cook.
Yes.
Ratatouille.
Yes.
Someday we're gonna do like K.A.I's.
Ratatouille.
I did say Ratatouille. I think that's maybe the name of this episode. Something could come up. Who knows?
Oh God, we've been talking a long time about doing just a side show that is just Aaron as K.A.I in character cooking, like doing a cooking show.
I would
So
love
this is
that.
how we do it. Yeah, it would be so good. Okay, so you are a Krat, and Klik pulls you up here against and puts you on the wall, and you are now amongst a bunch of other like skittering Krats who are in and around the wall. It takes them a second to they all kind of like away from you, because Klik is right there. But when she comes back, and if you skitter over to them, they're kind of in and around you. So what are you doing?
Okay. I'm gonna go. Oh, hello. Hi. My name is the Moon Krat, and How are you?
Terrified, as always. And yourself?
Also terrified because we are Krats, and that's what we do.
Yes.
What is the? Well, do you have a name?
No.
Tell me no. So tell me, no. What would you say is the main thing that we're afraid of around here, and where would you say it is? Of all the things that you're afraid of.
The ship that is here.
Oh, well, if the ship wasn't here, what would be the next thing?
Nothing. Not having enough food. But we feast.
Have you ever heard of a dragon? No.
No.
Have you ever heard of a gigantic being so big and powerful that you could scarcely believe it existed?
Yes, there's one right there. And he kind of like gestures to the ship.
Okay. The Moonboy is going to kind of raise one Kratish eyebrow at this fellow.
And Kratts didn't have eyebrows before this, but they do now.
And I'm going to see if is this the type of Krat that I think I'm going to get anywhere with?
Well, tell me, Jordan. In your Kratish self,
Yeah.
and cool thing about Wild Shape is you retain your mental stats. So you are Moonboy inside of this.
Sure.
Are you doing a nature check to know if krats have the sentience to be able to communicate with this in this way, or are you doing a insight check to kind of like do a little krat gut check?
My thought was to kind of that thing, an insight check where you're kind of like, okay, are you as dumb as you appear, or am I just not asking the right questions?
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you're just talking to a dude at a bar. Got it. Okay.
Right.
Yes. Let's have you roll. Yeah, I want you to tell me. I want you to make the choice here. Are you making an insight roll, or are you making a nature check? Okay, cool. Because you will get a different answer.
Okay.
Roll insight.
I've rolled a natural 1.
All right. I rolled a... Man. Almost 100% of the time, a natural 1 is a critical failure.
However,
this time, you are doing a skill check, and don't you hold me to this, because there are lots of times where I will force a natural 1 as an automatic failure, no matter what. But I'm being
Sure.
I'm making an exception right here.
I understand what you're saying.
What is your modifier to insight?
8. So it's a 9 overall.
Okay. This krat is lying to you, because I got a 6 on the dice, but it has a -4 to this. So you're welcome.
Thank you. And honestly, I think this is rules as written. I think this is I am a gnome in the form of a krat.
And a nature check would not have given you this. I will tell you.
Oh, wonderful.
So,
Okay.
Yeah, you made the right decision all the way through here. I just
Great.
I feel like sometimes I highlight the opposite, but I want to make sure that you made some good stat decisions for yourself. Anyway, this krat is lying to you like a child who has paint on their hands and who you are asking got into the paint and spilled it all over the living room. This krat is just bold-faced lying to you.
Okay. I am going to lower my eyebrows sternly. And I'm going to say, have you ever seen me before? No.
I see lots of krats.
Have you ever seen me before? No.
No.
My blue krat fur, my tiny wizard's hat. Do you know where I come from?
No. And it's being very honest to you about that.
I am from the ship, and we're simply trying to pass through. Now, we know there's a dragon in this wild west, in this wild zone. And
it's called the Wild Lands. Even I know that, krat.
Wild
It's
zone.
very hard to say the words wild and not say west. It's very difficult.
And when we rolled into this place, we simply wanted to pass through. But if you don't tell me where that dragon is right now, I'm going to turn back into the Moonboy, and I'm going to tell the ship that we've got new enemies, and their names are No the Krat and his entire family. So, no. Is there a dragon around?
Roll an intimidation check with disadvantage.
oh,
You get credit.
And I'm only doing that because no matter who you are, there is something that it is more afraid of.
You're still a krat.
Wow, this is wild. I rolled 8 both times.
All right, cool.
Is it wild? Or was
It's wild. You're right. Sorry, can we retcon that? This is wild.
Man, I feel like it's a fast food slogan now. I love it. It looks at you and it goes, this krat looks at you and he goes, I have never had a name before now, but now I am No the Krat. And you must know intruder, that the dragon who lives here is greater than you could imagine. He is our master, and he takes care of us, and we believe in him. He already knows you're here. You lose, sir. And he scuttles away.
I would like to.
Did that Krat just quote Willy Wonka at you?
Oh, whoa! Rat guest.
I would love to. You know what? Because of how many times. Oh my God! There's a rat on screen.
There's
I'm sorry.
a rat on
That's
It's
so
a Krat.
cool. It's a
Flute's
Krat.
shoulder.
Where are you
Thank
going,
you.
Krat?
Thank you for bringing that Krat on screen.
You're not a crat.
As much as Moonboy kind of like slips into this alternative dimension that is you breaking the fourth wall, in this you just feel Willy Wonka quoted at you in some like unknowable way. You're just like, oof.
Moonboy thought he was dealing with an everyday run-of-the-mill Krat, and he underestimated them, and he has been soundly served. Moonboy is, he kind of looks at the other Krats, and he's like, well, you heard him? Scuttle away then. Never mind. And
They all scuttle away from you and do not.
He
join,
he
your
turns
group.
back into the Moonboy, and he's still shouting at them. He's scaring Krats away as he flies back and forth.
You're all terrible. You're terrible. We just wanted to leave. And now it's a big problem.
Gently takes him from the branches and puts him back down onto the deck.
And I turn back into the Moonboy, and I am still yelling at these Krats, and you can hear me.
Well, go on, run then. I hope you tell him. I hope he comes and finds us. I don't care.
I'm watching this from the deck of the Nautiloid. I'm like, phew. He turned
You make
back.
friends?
He turned back. I'll tell Kai. He turned back. He turned back.
He kind of looks at Klik,
Thank
and
goodness.
he's like,
No, I didn't make friends. They're a bunch of dicks. They said they work for the dragon.
he clicks on the radio, and he's like,
Well, the dragon knows we're here, and the Krats are a bunch of dicks. Starman, over.
Well, before we go any further, I think I should name the ship. It does seem like bad luck. I don't know what show that is from, but... How about the Epiphany?
I love it.
Okay.
That was Jordan talking. Moonboy gets on the radio.
I hate it. Titanic.
All right.
You can do that one in parenthesis. How about the parenthesis?
I love it.
So yeah, you all have this information. It seems like Moonboy came back from, and you see all of these Krats just kind of scurry out. And before they were like, and Klik, you would recognize this especially, that before they seemed to be moving in a pattern that was very like animalistic and just like Krats scurrying around. But after talking to Moonboy, a bunch of them just like gather, and they just like lean up on their hind legs and click their front little claws, and
Creepy.
and squeak, and they're like.
The Krats are organizing.
Yeah,
Oh,
it was,
no.
yeah, it was a bad idea.
I'll get on the Rocky Talkie and be like, we need defenses. Now, everyone who isn't prepared to fight, go below deck. Dragon incoming. I think she fully believes that they're, like, we are now, like, the dragon's coming. They're being summoned.
Yikes.
Cool. All right. Would anyone else like to do anything else?
Guess we should keep moving.
Just keeping
Yes.
an eye out.
As
I don't want to
quickly
get
as
snuck
possible.
up on by this
Let's get
dragon.
the hell out of here. These Krats are freaking me out, man. It was terrible being one. I'd just like to say that. Feel all itchy.
Yeah, so you can see all these natural alcoves in and around that are seem like pools of water here and there that have carved into the mud and roots and created space, and you can keep moving your ship through it, and you just see more and more open space that is absolutely like these waterways as you move in and around here, and you just see the trickle throughout, and on some of them there's like a morning haze just like hanging over the water. And if you push up through this map here, you absolutely can poke in and around more if you want to, and just kind of tell me where you're going. As you can see, an opening north of you, an opening west of you, an opening east of you, as it feels like tunnels in and around.
Going to try to stay out of super narrow areas, so I'll maneuver us sort of to this right path.
Great.
Making your scully
I'm
purring.
gonna take
Yeah, me too.
a cobble off of my back, wrapped in my cloak, and just tuck her away, sort of under a pile of ropes. On deck. I'm not going below, but just
All right.
snug as a bug.
Are you taking her below deck or leaving her out on top of deck?
She's like in a. Is there like a storage area on deck?
Sure. I mean, there are barrels all around.
Yeah, I'll tuck her in a barrel.
Great.
Is she like catatonic?
Yeah, she passed
She-
out.
She's just kind of like, big
Yeah.
boy.
But I'm gonna leave
Big
her
boy.
like leave her
Big
with
boy.
my big cloak, so she's all snug.
Yeah. Great. And you're not waking her up, right? You're kind of.
No.
Yeah, you're leaving her kind of like in this unconscious state. Great.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Would you like to move forward anymore?
Yeah. I mean, I guess, we're going to try to
Yeah.
get to where we're going.
Right.
Maybe
Are
the
there
dragon
ropes on the deck of
is
the Nautiloid?
busy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Could I tie the end of one to one of the ballista bolts that I have loaded in?
Sure.
What?
You have that prepped.
You wild boy.
Wild boy.
Great.
We'll
Okay.
just keep moving until
I'll say it's
either we're out
the
of
left,
here.
the left one.
Yeah, left feels correct.
Great. As you all move through here, you find nothing. You go through this whole space, and it just seems like these are tunnels to nowhere. Just like going in and around. You all can see the full map now, and you've kind of like even backtrack a little bit, trying to find a way out of here. And once you go all throughout here, and you all can kind of move the ships wherever you want. Just kind of like let me know when you've entered a kind of
Well,
settled place.
Before we move any further, dragons know magic, right? They can do magic. What if
Yeah, well-
if I was a dragon, I would hide the exit to my domain so that no one would be able to leave. What if it's covered by some kind of illusion or something?
You could probe the walls with the tentacles.
Gross.
Don't say probe.
Just feel all over the walls,
Yes.
Yeah, use the
Grope
fleshy
the
tentacles
walls.
to probe the walls.
just hitting the walls.
Yeah. Use the fleshy tentacles to probe the moist walls. Absolutely. Yeah.
Good. I just got cancelled.
Well, I'm sorry. I was just joking. What do you want to do?
That
Not that.
I kind of I kind of would like to see what's going on up in this corner.
Sure. You all can push yourselves to the farthest corner of this room. Absolutely. Do a investigation check. Or a perception check, either one.
Sure. Moonboy will kind of get out
Fine.
and
Investigate as well
Perception
with
at
the
the
tentacles.
Sure.
I got a 27 perception.
I need to know, so, like, you can turn these ships here. I need to know kind of, like, this is a very narrow passage. I need to know where the ships are.
I'll keep the Nautiloid on the outside.
Sure.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you can turn it. Which direction would you like to be facing?
Out.
This way? Okay, or this way. So you are not investigating that inside of there then.
Sure, I
Because you
guess
are
that's-
staying, yeah. So the ship can move inside of there, then Moonboy can do a perception check, absolutely.
Great.
Cool. Yeah, I'll percept shout here. That is 27.
And then Aaron and so K.A.I and Flute. Let's have you both do perception checks as well. 27, you said, Moonboy?
Yes.
All right, great.
Oh, come on. Come on. I got a 10.
And I'm using my perception, not the ship's
Yep.
somehow.
Yep.
If it's
'Cause it is
lower
you
than my passive,
seeing-
do you want my passive?
Sure.
13.
15.
Great. Yeah, and it's yours, not the ship's, because you are seeing through the ships and you are like
Right.
soaking in your surroundings. So both of you all are sitting right there, and like on the ship, kind of like standing guard as this one ship goes back into the dinger itself, goes back into this cut out alcove, and just realizing one of you is kind of like going into a corner here, and the other you all are guarding, and you don't see anything at all, hear anything at all. And Moonboy, you, like, as the ship goes back here, you kind of fly out ahead and investigate, like, the walls in and around, and it's just stone, and it's just stone. And then as you fly down a little bit toward the bottom here, you see a small pool of water, and there's a haze underneath of it. And as you go close to the haze, you can feel yourself getting, like, a little, like, it's like onions or hot pepper being cut in the room as you get close to this cloud, and you realize, ooh, I can't fly down into this cloud because it is poisonous. And but you can see through it a little bit as your shoes light up, and you see in this corner specifically a pile of bones. Just a big old pile of bones. And you see there a small pool right there, and there's like decayed bits of ships, like a mast or two, as it seems like the water is acidic as well. And then K.A.I and Moonboy, you hear a voice say...
Flute?
Oh yes, excuse me. K.A.I and Flute, you hear a voice say... Oh, good. I'm happy to have you here. It has been a while since I have had visitors. And I would love for, Case, if you can, to flash the art from this week for them to see what they see perched across this carved out tunnel for them. And you all realize you are backed into a corner here, and there is... You are in a tiny little tunnel, and standing across from you is just this dragon figure, who I will show you as well on the Roll20 here in just a tiny little second, as you all see this big green dragon poking out from the wall of one of the rooms, and it has its large scaly arms crossed, and you see its huge wings that are bigger than your sails, as this absolutely gigantic dragon whose tiny bits of cloud that are clearly poisonous as it just like comes out of its nostrils, and you see on its claw itself it is wearing a ring, and it's just so nonchalantly looking at you, just casually leaning over this little alcove it can see for a tiny second, and it says, I'm so happy to have you here. The crew of the Dinger. What a beautiful thing for you to come into my home. And I think that's where we're going to cut to break. As you all see this.
Oh, this art is real cool.
And
Yeah,
boy,
where's the art?
It's in Roll20.
In Roll20.
It looks
Is mine just not updated?
The pinky. I don't know where the pinky ring came from. It just kind of happened. I like it a lot. Thanks, guys.
Yeah. So, Jordan.
I love it.
Boy, Jordan, in case anyone doesn't know, Jordan Dahl does the art for our player here, who plays the Moonboy.
Thank you.
Jordan Dahl does the art for all of our characters, and I feel like there's a lot of pressure, especially for the first time meeting the titular dragon, than the game that we are playing, and you really, really crushed this art. It's so good.
Thank you so much. It was, you know,
yeah.
I was surprised too. I was like, there you are.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh no.
So, yeah, good.
And,
I'm glad you scared yourself.
Tiny note is the stone in the ring is like either a moon or a meteor. So, big boy,
I
a
love
big
it.
boy.
The
All right.
most important thing though is that it does nothing, and it's just cosmetic.
Yeah.
It's just a fashion item for this dragon, and it has absolutely nothing cool about it.
Yeah, Jordan has made up many an item and given many an NPC a boon from a random item that he made up. So I get to
I'm
do
into
it
it.
too. All right,
Listen,
cool.
I know,
All right,
I know
we'll be
what I'm
right
doing
back.
at this point.
We'll be right.
Oh boy.
We'll be right back here. We're gonna take a drink. We're gonna take a break. We're gonna drink. We're gonna pee, and then we're gonna drink, pee, and we'll be right back in just 5 minutes as we take a break here, and we'll play Dungeons and Dragons for another hour here. So we'll see you very soon. Thanks for hanging out with us. Thanks for being patient as we dealt with some tech issues today, and we'll see you in a second.
Oh boy.
we're totally fine. That's not no negativity there. I was just wanted to be on top of things. Oh, we're back right now. Okay, cool. Hello, everybody. Okay, great. I got hot started that time. I love it. It's not usually me. So you all see this dragon peeking just its top half through the wall of this space, and it says, "Ooh, the crew of the Dinger. I am so excited to have you here." And the Epiphany, is that the name of this ship?
Never mind. Sorry, sir.
Ah, no worry.
Can we hear from the Dinger? Can we see from the Dinger?
I assume that you would be alerted about it immediately over the walkie-talkie.
Right.
I just did with the angle.
Kyle will get on the walkie-talkie and be like, dragon, 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 dragon. Oh, he's talking to us, dragon.
Absolutely no vision on it
Sure.
from here. Yeah.
Okay. That's sort of what I thought. So we can hear him coming in over the walkie-talkie that is haunting.
Sure. Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, you hear
Someone,
like the
hits the
distant
button.
feedback. As soon as I see this dragon, almost as a reflex, you hear this spling as my belt buckle flips around and my eye turns all black. And I'm kind of just standing out there on the deck, and I'll say,
Oh, hello there, dragon. Wasn't sure if there was anyone in this cavern. How do you know the name of these ships?
I pay very close attention to the happenings of this world. How could you not? With so much bustling, it's important for me. Kind of puts his big head down on his hands, and you can see his shining emerald claws with a big stone ring, and he's just grinning. I mean, it's hard to tell when a dragon is baring its teeth and when it is grinning, but it is extremely clear that it is grinning and looking at you. Flute specifically, you specifically have the best angle and sight on it. Kai, you can kind of see it through the like looking about the bits of the ship, but the only person it can see right now is you, Flute. So it is talking to you out on the deck there.
cool.
Do you have a name, dragon?
Ooh,
Or should we just call you Dragon?
No, I would prefer not. I think you should call me Slow Death.
Slow Death. Is that, and how is that spelled?
Oh,
How many
yes.
apostrophes?
I forgot I am dealing with a dullard of a human. Yes, SLOW space DEATH.
Oh, I'm
what
sorry. I thought it was like a family name or something. I didn't realize.
No,
realize
you are
it was
just
the
inept.
word slow and death.
Yes. It is a moniker given to me for my preferred practice of conquest.
The slow kind.
Yeah, it kind of puffs its nostrils a bit in a gas cloud. Yes.
I
Straight up
think
talking shit to the dragon.
Oh, what is a bard not going to?
yeah,
Like,
okay.
yeah.
I think it is at this point that you hear over the walkie-talkie in your pocket.
Yeah, I think I found the dragon's lair down here. We should
Like fumbling to like turn it down. Like I love it.
It's out loud. It's like a Nokia.
Flute specifically. Flute Whimteaser.
He's not here. He's not here.
Ooh. It is wonderful that you are here. I am happy for it. Welcome.
Well, I'm afraid we can't stay long. We're actually just looking for the exit.
Yes, you have many proceedings to go to down at Jadorian. Seems the Meridian Tract is doing awful things down there. I bet Klik is very frustrated by this, I can imagine.
You know all about it? Can you tell us anything? Anything that can help?
I can't hear from way back in the corner. All I hear is a clicking noise.
Beep, 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 beep.
You know about Klik and what's going on in Jadorian?
Oh, I do. It's
Can
just
everyone
looking
else-
at you straight in the eyes and grinning.
Sorry.
No,
I just ha-
no. There's just no
just
magical...
the people on the Nautiloid can hear the dragon.
And I would say, in fact, you
Okay.
can't quite hear it, Kai. It is
Okay.
Flute communicating, and you're totally fair to say that you communicate these things. That's
No,
totally
no.
fine.
I'm asking.
Yeah. But like, I want to establish this because I said last time that like it's fair to assume that you're passing this information. You absolutely can know all of this information, but it has positioned you in a place where it is only talking to Flute right now, and I'm only harping on that because it's done that very intentionally, and so you can ask it things, and you
the
can
best.
move around and get up there closer to it, but you need to
Yeah, I
spend
think,
resources to either walk down to the ground, jump over from the ship and talk to it, or pass things through Flute, which you also
think-
can do.
I think after not hearing back over the walkie-talkie, Moonboy kind of comes to the end of the ship and maybe spots the dragon. He's trying to see what's going on up there, that's for sure.
Yeah, you can see it, absolutely. It's just like fully known that it is there.
Okay.
Yeah.
In
The
that case,
Nautiloid-
word is traveling fast around the dinger
Yeah.
that there's a dragon up there.
Yes.
The Nautiloid is going to turn slightly. We're not going to like move to flee, but it's going to turn so that the opening of this cavern is passable for the dinger.
Then I would like you to move the ship there in that movement. But I will say, if it starts to move more than 5 feet, the dragon goes, "Oh no!" Yeah, moving there is fine, absolutely. but
It's literally just turning so that the dinger could get out.
And, like
Sure,
rotating on its axis.
Right.
Yeah,
Well,
honestly, I could even...
Is that something I can do?
If you move it to the side about 10 or 15 feet, absolutely. But the second you start to turn,
Okay.
excuse me, if you move it 15 feet to the side, you see the dragon cock its eyebrow and says, "Oh, no. I would prefer, that you stay right where you are as a gesture to me that you are not being threatening in my home, because you aren't being threatening in my home, correct?"
No, we're just passing through. We're just
Wonderful.
trying to find the exit.
Well, please stay right there and don't move at all. As the ship backs up and you all can be butt to butt there. The ships can absolutely be butt to butt in this small cavern.
He's got us butt to butt.
I'm not going to
That's
move
too,
any
yeah, but that's too
more,
far.
but-
Yeah.
Oops,
yeah,
sorry. I didn't
No,
know.
I was trying to
Yeah.
move. I was trying to move.
Yeah,
it
you all.
sections.
Yeah, you all absolutely can be, as long as the dinger is unable to crest the space where it could turn around, and the Nautiloid is near the cusp of the opening, the dragon is not going to react. But as these both get there and they get close to the space, Slow Death is absolutely like, "That's about far enough," or "I would take this as a sign of aggression, and you all are not being aggressive toward me, correct?"
No, we're just as I said, we're just passing through.
Well, thank you, Flute. That's very kind and courteous of you.
Are you telling
So-
me to stop moving?
Yes.
Oh yeah, I guess I'll say. I mean, if I have to get on the rock, like,
Don't. Kai, just rotate the ship a little.
Oh, okay. All right. Fine.
So, and it kind of like leans out a bit. All you ask of me is to pass through my home, yes? To use the space that I have created here with my family to meet your own ends and interfere in the political dynamic of Dorian. Is that what you're asking of me?
Oh, I can't speak to what we'll be doing on Jadorian, but we're just looking to travel through. We were told that this was the fastest route.
It is, and I can speak for what you are going to do on Jadorian because I have heard of your stories. and I have done some investigation. My little birds, and you see like one of these, birds come like flit and land on the shoulder, and then a krat like crawl up on the other shoulder, and the dragon is like, yes, I've sent some of my folks to just gather stories because I love stories. And I love bards too. You are a bard, Flute. I have heard. I know. I love bards. And so I know. Oh, you are going to meddle, and I'm not saying I disapprove. The Meridian Tract is quite the force, and what they are doing down there is really meddling with the Kreen folks and the beliefs of their people. They've sent so many people out. Young Gluck here had to scramble his way out of his own home, and it's so sad. It's so very sad. And so, yes, I am happy to let you pass through, but I must say, allowing, if word gets out that I, Slow Death, have just allowed some adventuring parties who are clearly wrecking the colony, the mind flayer, just showing them what's what, taking their ship, a bit of active piracy. Not that it's a problem with me, but if I were to just let you parade through my territory, I would be picking a side, and then I would have many things to deal with, and that's a lot for me. I'm quite old.
Yes,
So-
but we wouldn't tell anyone, because telling people the story of how a dragon just let us travel through its territory is a boring story. So we'll tell anyone. No one will ever know how we passed through.
Well, tell me this, Flute. Have you told anyone your story? Has Klik gone about taverns telling her stories of pain and rejection from her tribe for being a failure, and then her great successes all throughout the world? Has she gone about telling that story?
I don't think so. Klik's.
Well, but somehow I still know it. What does this tell you, Flute?
It tells me that you seem to know a lot. Tell me, what do you know about Power Face? Have you ever heard that name?
Ha! What a chump! What an over!
What if we did each other a favor?
He sounds cool. I'm coming over.
What if you let us through and we removed Power Face from the world for you?
I would. I mean, Powerface is very entertaining. He has so many big ideas. It's very cute. I am not in a place where I want to remove Powerface. I am simply in a place where I want to sit back and watch him do his work and giggle, enjoy. What do you think?
Well, it was worth a shot. He seems to also know a great deal about the world and be meddling in parts. I thought maybe we shared a common interest there. Well, it sounds
Flute,
like we can't really help each other out.
Oh, I think we can, but Flute, I must ask you, are you the leader of this group?
No, we have a captain, I'm sure you already know his name, but, he's the actual captain, but we just work as his plunderers.
Ah, yes, but it's changed a bit, hasn't it? You all are quite powerful now. You've stepped into your own. You've been doing wonderful work. There's 4 of you, is there not? This group?
Yeah, 4 that they usually seem to be caught up in the problems, but not one of us is the leader. We just each seem to fill our own spot.
So you don't speak for all of them. If you were to promise me something, you couldn't promise me that all 4 of you would do it. You could just promise me that you would do it.
Well, I could negotiate it, but yeah, it'd probably be best if you spoke with everyone else. I could.
Well, then why don't we get all 4 of them up here? Shouldn't we, Flute? It seems like if this is a democracy amongst you all, a very fair, equal partnership, that all 4 of them should be standing here on this balcony with you, should it not?
This seems like a terrible idea to Flute. Can I do to get everyone to stand in the same kind of dangerous area. Can I do an insight check on his reasoning why he would ask us all to come out onto the deck of the ship?
100%. You absolutely can do an insight check if you would like to on a dragon. You can try and read
I'll
intentions
do it.
and body language of a dragon.
20. I got a 22.
It got a 19.
Ooh.
And I will say, you with you rolling higher here, it absolutely is factoring in the strategic effect of putting you all in one small space as you see this poisonous gas just kind of like leak from its nostrils. But at the same time, you with this success here, there's a level that is absolutely true to it and not tricking you, in that it just wants to talk to all four of you. It is just interested in discussing things with all four of you and not just you. So it's both.
Cool. I'll get on the walkie-talkie and I'll be like,
The dragon wants to speak to all four of us. I know K.A.I, you're flying the ship, and Klik, you might have some work on the dinger. I don't know who wants to come out, but Moonboy, maybe you could fly
Yeah,
up
you,
here.
as soon as you say that, he goes, I'm right here. I'm next to you.
cool. And I'm saying it to, I don't know if Klik picks up on it,
Yeah.
but I'm also like giving her an excuse if she doesn't want to come. I'm kind of like feeding her
Yeah.
the excuse.
I
Same
think
with
Klik. I'm in a better position to see from where I am now, right? Now
Sure,
that we've
yeah.
pivoted around a little bit. I'll just climb up on the mast. Not the mast, up on the big vert. So I can
Yeah.
see better and not necessarily be in the exact same spot.
And I'll hold up
Are
the
you-
walkie-talkie to slow down the back.
They can all see you and hear you now. Kai's part of the ship right here.
Oh, but and Klik, are you staying on this front mast? Or are you?
The big guy on the back here, this boy.
Okay,
Whoops,
yeah. So you're
that's
moving.
wrong.
You're moving over here.
Yeah,
You are moving
sorry.
over here.
I
Okay,
didn't
cool.
realize
Yeah,
our little guys were still on there.
Yeah. I moved them over because I did not move them until we were kind of like resting in a spot here.
Yeah, I'll be on this back guy.
Truly, shout out to Joshua Smith, who made this map so instantaneously. It's just like an incredible. I cannot over-express how much he. Oh no, I just deleted the map on accident.
I like it so much that it's gone.
Yeah, has just done incredible work here to create these maps. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, it's like a Green Dragon's space, and he'll be like, well, this kind or this kind, and I'm like, you're incredible. So shout out to Joshua Smith. Every map is story.
Is it like a lime green or more of a forest?
Truly, he had me send him some notes on green. So anyway. So here we are, and then, oh no, did I get rid of the dragon token? What the fuck?
He left.
No
he
more
got, he got
dragon.
bored.
I guess we're
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
All
See you
clear.
later,
Go,
slow
go,
death.
go.
Hang on, I have somewhere to be.
Yeah.
Wait right here. Fight Club.
Great.
Be right back.
I appreciate that impression too. And so
appreciate
Klik,
the
you were out there,
voice.
and he's like, no, I am merely being. I would love. I just want to. I can see Klik there now. I can see Moonboy and Flute, and I want to meet K.A.I as well. I know he can see me, but I cannot see him.
Well, he's
Right here, and the ship. Oh no, I can't hear. Never mind.
Oh, you can hear because I have the walkie-talkie.
Yeah,
And I
just
was
kind of
like,
pressed down.
Yeah, the walkie-talkie's now kind of on.
The tentacle of the Nautiloid waves a little bit.
You could just think of this ship as K.A.I.
And I want K.A.I to do a persuasion check here, and Flute can give you advantage, but he cannot roll for you.
Okay.
Or like he cannot roll as well, so he can give you advantage here. God damn it!
And you have bardic inspiration.
Dragons have crazy stats for the ship, but I would love to be able to roll well
I
once.
had
time.
advantage, right?
Yep.
You could just
All right.
burn your legendary resistances on these chicks.
That is a dirty
Okay,
20.
Dungeon Master
Thank you
of
for the
this
advantage. The other one was a 2.
He's like, fine. I love your ship. I've loved what you've done with it. Wonderful to me. And he kind of like flops down on his arms here and he goes, the crew of the Dinger. Do you all have a name yet? There's been much discussion about what your name is as a group, and it doesn't seem to have one. So I would love to be the first to know. And I will say, you all can each have inspiration if you can name your group right now. All 4 of you can have an inspiration token if you can tell Slow Death what your name is right now. But you have literally 30 seconds, and I'm going to start a timer right now. And if you can decide on one, you can have it. And if you all, as human beings, don't want to name it your group right now, a single thing.
I want
You
to.
don't have to. You
but
don't
I
have
guess
to.
it was-
I am gonna flip it
K.A.I.'s
back around on.
I've started the timer. You all have you have 30
Goliathans.
seconds.
Goliathans, guys.
Go,
The ding-
go,
the
ding
ding-
I'm
Dingoes.
like putting my hand on Moonboy's face.
The dingwads. We are the dingbats.
The
You have
dingoes.
to give me a final
Death.
answer in 13 seconds.
Slow Death, you've heard all of our stories. Why don't
Festive.
Why don't you
Slow life.
offer us a name?
Oh, I like that.
You seem to know
Roll-
all of our particulars.
Roll a persuasion check with disadvantage.
And with a name like Slow Death, I'd like to see some of the other dishes coming out of that kitchen.
Critical fail.
Yeah, wonderful.
How about the 5th ring?
You're not going to get the
What does
inspiration.
that
You had
mean,
30
Kai?
seconds to do it. You can name it that if you want to right now. But you don't have the inspiration.
You don't have to give me the inspiration. I'm just putting that one out there.
That's
It's an actual
cool.
idea.
And I'll tell this dragon like,
I like that we don't have a name. We've let all of our actions speak for us.
Sure. All right. Well, Kai, I will sit on the 5th ring, and if you decide to make that official, just let me know. I will be more sad if it doesn't come from me that this was the first name, but keep me updated. Anyway,
The
you're
cougars.
very cool by not having a name, Moonboy. I love you. I'm a huge fan of your work.
Spiders.
But, and then Slow Death looks at you and goes, so tell me, do you want to pass through this area without meddling with me? Or would you
Yes.
prefer to meddle with me?
As I already said, we were just passing through. I feel like you're searching for some sort of favor in return.
It's true. It is. I am.
All right, and what might that be?
She looks at you and says, I want the Dinger.
I'm afraid the Dinger's not our ship to give. That's not our ship.
Well, then my lair is not a place for you to pass.
After all the stories you've heard from us, you still don't want to let us pass?
I just really want the Dinger. I want to speak to... Well, she doesn't know that. Sorry. She specifically doesn't know that.
was just
Sorry.
gonna talk about
that was me.
Dinger
That was
creatures.
That was Harlan getting... Nope, that was Harlan getting excited.
I was gonna say, I was like, wow,
No,
she
no, no.
really
No.
knows.
I wouldn't have been
No.
surprised.
Fucking Malazor, dude. That guy's got the biggest mouth.
You leave him out of this.
Talking to rats.
She kind of cocks her eye at you. She's like, okay. Then what else can you offer me? Because I have stated what I want in this situation, and you have offered me nothing. You have come with no gifts. And you offered the Skull Goblin King ice cream, his favorite treat, and you come here with no favorite
Sure, we
treat
could
for
get
me.
more ice cream.
That's I am not the Skull Goblin King. I do not want ice cream.
I knew he was going to tell
could
me.
make something else.
laughing,
All right, well, give us a moment to discuss. Perhaps we've got something else you'd like.
Cool. She says, well, then I would I will let you all decide things, but I would like to speak with Klik alone for a second, because I have an offer for her that is different from my offer for the group. Is that she kind of like puts her claws away, and Slow Death looks at you all, and she's like, Klik, you have my word. I will not harm you. I just wish to speak to you alone.
I'm gonna usher Moonboy inside the Nautiloid so he can talk to K.A.I in private. So we'll leave the deck here.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
I will. I'll have Klik jump down from the mast, and I'll send a telepathic message to Slow Death. I don't know if we're quite close enough, but as we're walking, and just say anything you can say to me, you can say to the crew. But I don't fear you. We are of the same place. This is our homes.
She nods.
Surely.
I know.
Surely we can only want what's best for our home.
She nods. And she says, are you, I need you to place yourself on the map, only because
Sorry,
I know you all well enough to, because like I want you all to make those decisions. I don't want to assume them. I do not.
Klik,
this is not me.
Klik comes all the way out. We're talking front of the ship.
All right,
this
great.
is a flat. That's like the deck, right? Like one front. I'm standing on. That's
it's the bottom of like the fleshy space you walk through where the dwarves all came out of. And I would love for every player who is not Rachel to take your headphones off.
This kind of deal. Oh boy.
Arlen, I sent you a message.
Okay, cool. I will watch for it. Thank you.
Great. Just give us a thumbs up or something.
Oh, wait, Aaron. Then come back real quick. Roll a stealth check. Aaron has to roll a stealth check.
Do you want me to say it, or do you want me to message it? With disadvantage?
Yeah. And Klik, you can also roll a perception check, because I want Rachel to get to decide this too.
Why did K.A.I have to roll a stealth check?
Because he's sending Besner
Are we still blessed?
to listen here.
Oh,
yes.
Okay.
Hang on, I have Besner's stats.
He's sending Besner here.
I rolled a dirty 20.
Great.
I did not meet that.
Okay, cool.
It was 17.
Bardic inspiration.
It seems like
Besner, not me.
Klik, you can tell that Slow Death, the green dragon here, does not know that Besner is floating in and around you. We can hear this conversation, but you can tell that, and you can decide whether or not to send Besner away or not, because because you have the choice right now to either communicate with K.A.I that you know Besner is there and you want Besner to go away, or to communicate with, or like just not address it at all and just let Besner stay there, or to tell Slow Death that, although she does not notice, to tell Slow Death if Besner is there or not.
Sure. Quick question. I guess if I communicate telepathically with Besner, can I communicate telepathically with K.A.I?
I don't know specifically how it's built in your character sheet, but I will say for this moment,
it just means they have to be within 30 feet, and I don't think K.A.I is, but Besner is.
Might be some kind of conduit.
Yeah, if you have a familiar, you can communicate telepathically with your familiar, so you can communicate telepathically with K.A.I. Yes.
Sure.
I will call that conduit totally fine.
I will. I'll leave Besner as a secret.
Okay.
And I'm not gonna communicate with K.A.I that I see it.
Okay, cool. So all right, everybody, kick your headphones off. Aaron, you can leave them on if you want. Slow Death leans down at you and says, "I will join you, Klik. I will be a part of your group that is going to try and take back your home space. If you give me the Arcane and the Meridian Tract that are left there, we take hostages and you give them to me as my dominion. We can completely exterminate Jadorian of all Arcane and Meridian Tract together if you promise me that I get the living and that your crew will work as hard as they can to preserve the living to me. And if you promise me that, and she leans down with her head very close to yours in a way that kind of feels threatening for a moment, but not enough where she's not making any attack, but she leans down very close, and you can see her huge wings kind of like spurt out of the hole that she is peeking at him. And she's like, and if you give me the Arcane, and you give me the Meridian Tract, I will help you take your home planet back. And I am very powerful. But if you break this, I will never forgive you. You do not need to leave this place with my help in order to leave it in my esteem, but I would love to help you rid Jadorian of the Meridian Tract and the Arcane. Let me help you, Klik. Your quest is noble.
Slow Death, I have no quarrel with you. However, I do have a great quarrel with the Arcane and the Meridian Tract. May I ask, what do you intend to do with them?
Create a home in the way that I have been here. They are builders of many things. They are weavers of ideas and thoughts, and they're all their own right now, and they should be mine, because I have better ideas than they do.
You ask for an army. An unwilling one at that, and powerful. But what would a dragon need of an army? You're so powerful on your own. What does the Meridian Tract offer you?
Are you bullshitting her, or do you actually believe this?
That she's powerful?
Yeah.
I absolutely am curious what a dragon would want with an army of wizards.
Okay, cool. Then I'm not even gonna make you roll for this. Then.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna make you roll. And she's like, I sit inside this planet, inactive, for my own purposes, and I'm proud of them. But I can do more. I see the world here in a better way. Right now, the colony is so active in and about, and mind flayers are just futzing around these planets as if they did not try and overthrow all of our civilizations very recently. And I see dragons on other planes of existence just dawdling about, biding their time, chewing at their cheeks, and I see a better world in that. And Powerface might be a dumb idiot who is very cute. And I love watching him prance around. It's truly a very fun time for me, but he does have a lot of the same ideas that I do, that this world could be different. And you all are making a splash. You are making this world look different. And I can do that too, and I just do not think that we have different visions. Do you know who the Undying Queen is? I feel that you do. I do not know, I will say. And you don't need to roll to say it. She is being honest. In that tiny moment, you don't need to roll for her. She's saying, I don't know if you know this or not, but Do you know who the Undying Queen is?
We've conversed. That's the extent of it. We know nothing beyond a few brief words.
Well then, she says, well then you know more than most. Whole civilizations do not know the skies exist, let alone other worlds, and the Undying Queen is hungry for this world. And I do not want that to be true. But I think the Meridian Tract are fools, and I think the Arcane are business folks who prefer to know that they have a safe spot more than other people are safe. And I think that is not where your heart is, Klik. I think your heart wants to overthrow these things. And I am a powerful force that could be yours. So I ask you again, do you wish for my help?
I appreciate your help being offered earnestly. I do not think I can promise you the lives of my enemies, either as slaves or as cohorts. They have enslaved my people and stolen what is rightfully ours to release them to a world where they can work in peace is beyond my capacity.
Would it make you feel better if I ate them? Because I will eat them.
Yes. It would.
Why can I not have them to keep their consciousness around to suffer for their crimes against your people?
Because their consciousness has only brought more suffering. To let it continue, I suppose we could not wipe out everyone. I don't foresee a battle quite that overwhelming and a victory quite that overwhelming and great. Surely with your help we could do so, but if you wish to keep our enemies alive and harvest their ideas
But for good, Klik, for good.
You have not
Protect
been
these worlds.
You have not been clear on your intention with them. You say you have ideas, but you say nothing of your true ideas. What do you intend to do with them? What is your vision for this world? What do you intend to force the Meridian Tract to bring into being?
To kill the Undying Queen.
I know so little about the Undying Queen to... Why should I trust you any more than this mysterious queen?
You are wise, Klik. That is why I'm talking. You are wise. It's fair. She kind of shakes her head and she's like, it's fair, it's fair, it's fair. Okay, well, she says, I do not know how to make you trust me, as I am a dragon. I am not unaware of my reputation, and it is not unearned. But,
It is not your reputation I fear. Truly. As far as I can see, we are neighbors. The reputation I fear is the people that we wish to overthrow. To leave them alive, it goes against everything I've ever been taught. It goes against everything that my people have been taught. We're not prisoner folk. There are crimes to be repaid. I'm sorry, but I cannot promise mercy.
okay. Then I ask you for another deal.
I'm listening.
I want to rid cards on the table. I want to rid Jadorian of these folks. I do not approve of what they are doing there.
I appreciate that.
What if you can promise me Florial? I know that you have interacted with the Moon Girl as she was hidden in the vault of Ventress the leader of the Meridian Tract. I know.
So
What if-
Florial is what you seek.
Yes. And this is something she says, and kind of cocks her eyebrow and you do not need to make the deal. This does not need to be a deal between the crew of the Dinger and me. This needs to be a deal between me and you. What if you can promise me, deliver me the presence of Florial? Me and Florial, face to face. And if you can promise me that, if you feel in your heart right now that you can promise me that, I will help you take Jadorian.
The only thing that we truly know about Florial is that to be on Florial's side is to be on the winning side. So to promise you an audience with Florial is to promise you victory. May I ask what the victory is?
She kind of shakes her head again. She's like, all I want is to have a home. And, right, she said, I am worried, Klik. I am worried. I will trust you when I say I'm worried that the colony has too strong of a grip on this world. I'm worried that Power Face, though an idiot, you must know this in your travels, that sometimes a pretty idiot will survive and be followed. And I am worried that a pretty idiot versus a thrall of deeply visceral creatures who want to dominate others is not going to be able to resist the onslaught of the Undying Queen. And I see nothing but failure here for my home. And what I want is to have a home. And she kind of gestures around. And she's like, and you all are powerful. And I want my power and your power to erase other powers. What do you think?
I do not think as politically as you do. I do not see that far into the future. I see only
Your home.
freedom for my people.
Yes, and I can
If
give
an
you
audience, if an audience with Florial is all I must promise, then an audience with Florial I will attempt to give you.
that. Well, and she holds her large claw out, and there is a puff of smoke that comes out of her nostrils that is excitement, and it kind of clouds this large claw that reaches out toward you. It says, "Then come, Klik. Shake my hand. Let us make a deal on this, and you can tell the crew whatever you wish. But all I need to know in my heart, because I trust you with all of my years, I tell you I have faith in no mortal like I have faith in you in this moment, that if I help you take your homeland, you will grant me an audience with Florial. I believe that. So shake my hand, Klik." And she reaches her huge claw out to you. And I just want to say, Harlan to Rachel, I know I'm putting you in an extremely unfair situation right now, and I acknowledge it, and I'm glad of it, and sorry, and yes. So you
Klik
have
would
to
do
decide. Yeah.
I mean, Klik would do it.
Okay.
I know it's not a good idea. Klik would do it.
Absolutely.
I'll cast Mage Hand and summon, which is not a spell I use very often, but I do have it, and I will make a three-pronged creen, a wispy three-pronged creen, and shake the hand.
Cool. And I'm not gonna hide this from the other players that all you see is Klik at the bow of the ship walk out amongst the wriggling tentacles of the Nautiloid, just kind of pulsating on each side here and there, and you see Klik walk all the way up to the front, just effortlessly follow this spike that when the Nautiloid is parked, that they wrap themselves around it, walk all the way up to the end, and shake the claw of this green dragon. And then you see a opening in front of the dinger. This kind of like little inlet here just peels itself open. You see all of the vines like start to move and crawl their way up the walls here and pull the rocks back, and an opening crests open, and you can, at the front of the ship here, even at this angle, you can turn around and see, Klik, this opening into Jadorian, this large cavern that's lit all across the top in these bioluminescent mushrooms that gives the whole world this like greenish blue glow that feels like looking at the night sky for you for the first time. It is me, Harlan, being home in Indiana, looking up, standing in the cornfields and seeing the night sky and actually seeing the stars again. Like you feel your breath shorten as you are back inside of Jadorian, just with this glimpse into this space, and you turn and look at this as you are still holding the claw of this green dragon, as the smoke rises from its nostrils and its wings flare up, and every player here hears Slow Death say to you all, "Let us go, crew of the Dinger. Let us go, crew of the Dinger. Let us venture into Jadorian. With me at your side, let all the bards tell the story of when Slow Death joined the crew of the Dinger to take back Jadorian from the Meridian Track and the Arcane. Let their rules be broken, and let our rules be enforced." And you see this full, huge adult dragon just flap its wings and hover above you as the cavern widens as all of the vines seem to obey Slow Death in this moment and just pull the wall open, and you all can all crest into the cavern that is Jadorian, with a green dragon beside you and at your back. And we will pick this up next week as you all enter the space of Jadorian.
Oh my gosh. Oh boy. Oh, Jordan, you're muted.
Yeah.
Holy crap. Ugh.
Still
I gotta
Still
go all
muted,
week
Jordan.
wondering what this secret deal is. It's gonna kill me.
I said,
This is
good
going
job.
to
What
kill
happened?
me.
Don't tell me.
Ugh.
Incredible.
Yikes.
That was amazing.
Holy smokes.
I feel like I've had a lot of intense conversations in Dungeons and Dragons games, because that's just how I run Dungeons and Dragons games, but that was by far not even like, I could just feel it. Like not.
It's gonna be so bad.
Yeah.
Oh god.
Like that was
We
the
were-
most. That was the most intense conversation I've had in a Dungeons and Dragons game in my life. So
That was so fucking cool.
Yeah.
It was one of
I
those
look
times where
forward to
you're
watching it a week from now.
yeah. Like I know I'm
this is-
secretly listening, but at no point was I like, I need to do something because holy fuck.
Yeah, because that was the
that's gonna
conversation
be that has to be a conversation that Kai and Klik have later, obviously.
Yeah.
But
Right. That's what felt good about that, is because I wanted to make sure Klik got to decide if she is the only person who heard that or not, and the fact that she didn't is huge and beautiful.
it changes
but
a lot.
it also, it changes a lot. Also, I just want to know. I just want you all to know I had this pile of dice set out for if you fought.
Those D6, your breath weapon block. Oh my god.
So
Well, you may still
there's
get
a
to
question
use
in
it.
chat. I'm drinking Strand Brewing Co. It's a pale ale.
yeah, okay.
Yeah. Oh my god. I was like, I mean, when you're like, I don't know. That's what Klik would do. So I think.
Yeah, I mean that's why you all are amazing players, and I think that like everyone who's watching the show should know that one of my favorite parts about playing with you all is I wouldn't have, like, you all can watch the conversation later if you wanted to. Like, I'm not worried about you all ever making decisions that are more serving to you as players doing something successfully, because you all in tiny moments and in big moments, make the decisions that your character would make over the decisions that you as a player would make. And that is why this game is good and wonderful and beautiful, and why I love DMing for it. So keep it up, and I'm sorry.
We reminder, if you're just joining us, we have 2 big shows coming up. We have a live show in Denver on Saturday at 4 p.m. at Mutiny Information Cafe. So remember, we're going to be a part of the High Plains Comedy Festival. Please come out and see us if you're in the area. We would love to see you. We're excited to see each other. Am I allowed to tell them that we got
Not
gifts?
this Saturday. Not this Saturday, no.
Not this Saturday, I'm sorry. September
Tell
18th.
Tell them about the minis.
We make minis! So those are in the process of being painted right now, but we're getting ready for an in-person game, and it's going to be very exciting. Also, the Thursday before that, so it's September 16th, we're going to be part of Gen Con. So we're going to have a special Thursday episode. It's going to be a one-off at 4 p.m. Mountain Time. Please join us on our Twitch channel or elsewhere. We'll be posting all the links. Make sure you're following us on Twitter and on Instagram. Make sure you're following us on Twitch. We're trying to hit 1,000 followers, which
like
would be
20
very
away.
exciting. Yeah, we're so close. Hit follow if you haven't already. We'd love that. And please tell your friends and family about the show. Anybody that you think might have a good time. Your weird coworker, your horse. We're told horses love this show.
Quick couple.
I have been
couple notes.
described as
I have been described.
I have been described as equine. Now you can see why I said described.
A couple of quick notes. If you want to see this crew truly wild out, I feel like they're so conservative and smart and strategical about how they use their abilities and their selves. They're so protective and smart and strategic. But if you want to see them truly fucking wild out, we're gonna do a one shot for this Gen Con. So they will be operating with no holds barred. So please come join us for that Gen Con show. Also, I was just alerted in the chat by the fact that our hoodies are now live. I did not know that, but they are. I think there is maybe our hoodies in our merch store. I'm not going to double check that right now, but if you are fans of the weird in-jokes of this show.
Accidental merch drop. I didn't make anything live.
I don't see them.
I don't see it either.
Well, someone said... Well, okay. Someone said hoodies what?
I'm
We do
seeing
have-
a baby onesie, which I didn't know was on here.
We do
That's
have adult
incredible. Oh, adult
Okay.
onesie?
Hoodies in the works.
Hell
Adult,
yeah.
adult size
Oh,
baby
shit.
onesie.
Well,
Oh,
then
yeah.
maybe this is just a teaser to a merch item that is coming soon. Maybe I'm not. But anyway, keep an eye out. Check out our merch store. We do have the All Sauce shirts up there in lots of different sizes. We can't control the availability of sizes and makes with going through Teespring. So if something that you want to buy is in there and is not in there yet, just let us know in our Discord, and we'll try and either make another color of it or whatever. Just let us know, because we want to make sure that that is there, but we can't control that. So those are my two little addendums there. But
Also,
does anyone
we our live show is at High Plains Comedy Festival. You're going to come to that. That's also a fun opportunity to come see all the cast do stand-up.
It's true.
So you can see
catch
our
us,
stand-up shows also on the High Plains website.
Spread across
We do
a
a
few
set
different
in
shows.
character and out of character.
Okay, be
It's
real
set
though.
in Kai voice.
Do any of you all have D&D jokes in your sets right now? I want to know.
No.
I used to.
I tried to put
don't.
stuff in, and it just the crowd's like, "What?
What?
No." You would have-
Before the
What's
pandemic,
the deal
I'm
with
before the
psionics?
pandemic, I did a joke about playing D&D over Skype after I moved, and I was like, "It's terrible," and now,
It's like
now I work on Zoom. We have this show. It's great.
I'm so excited to play D&D in person with you guys. Also,
Yeah,
for a lot of this show, my I Like Cats shirt has been folded up so it says I Like Oats.
But you do.
I do. I love it
I love
all.
oats.
Cats and oats.
I like gats.
I like
I like crats.
I don't like
Let's
crats.
go.
Fuckers. Little bastards.
Fuck
Truly.
crap.
Yeah, they're
They
narcs.
really-
They truly are
They
narcs.
truly narked us off there. I don't
All right,
think we
cool.
would have been quite so cornered if I hadn't botched that intimidation roll. But listen, them's the crats.
Don't worry. Yeah,
Them's the
there's
crats.
All right, that's the name of the
All right.
episode.
yeah. Thanks everybody for hanging out. Thanks for
The episode
Yeah.
is slow death, right?
Pew pew pew.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
and we'll see you next week with a whole lot of D&D. So
We
thanks,
love you.
everybody.
Bye.
Stargazer, Moonboy, Klik, the Crusher, K.A.I, Humbly Chef, and the Windrider, Flute, Whimteaser. They're better than heroes. They'll never be zeros. Better than heroes.